right, and welcome everyone to the Circle Debate, Cage My IQ, and the Wrestling Delorean Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another one here from Recap New Japan. The host is Devious One Ivan C, and I'm here with my other host, mi compadre, mi hermano, the man with the IQ that Gato wish could have, Kevin Dunn will never have. So we already know that, and that is, of course, our brother Dan right here. Oh, man. De Niro's not joining us today, but, he will be joining us the next following week. But, yes, we are here today to recap, of course, week 4. It's just night 11 through all the way to 14. Man, I
can't believe that we're this far through it already. And, I would say that this is the first G1 where I've watched every single actual G1 match in the tournament instead of just watching whatever ones I wanted. True, there's loads of action here. I've loved every minute of it. I love what they've done so far. The shocking wins, the guys at the top, just the matches and the quality has been great.
Oh, man, absolutely, man. It's just, wow. A lot of history has been made these past couple of nights, which we're going to get into, ladies and gentlemen, because it shocked the world and it should shock everybody. And because people are getting made in this tournament, I can tell you that right now. People are fucking getting made in this tournament. But, I'll let Naido say it.
Tranquilo.
Yeah, tranquilo, all right? It's not over yet. We're almost there. So we still got one more week to go. And then we're head to the semifinals and the finals coming up next week. But, man, we will break it down to you guys so far of where is everybody at. So we're going to start off, of course, with night 11. So, Arnold, let them know.
It's showtime.
That is right, because it is showtime, ladies.
And this is a special one too, because instead of on a Wednesday, it was on a Friday. They had a nice 2 days off after we did the Tuesday show, so they didn't do Wednesday or Thursday. They came in on a Friday, which is a little bit later, but it gave them a couple of days to rest.
Oh, man, yes, definitely it did. Yo, the Kevin Cleary, what's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in.
What's going on? He's one of the guys on my other channel, guy that knows a lot of wrestling, so good tuning in.
Awesome. And now we're going to start off with night 11 here, which is Juice Robinson, Yuji Takahashi, Taiki versus Chase Owens. Of course, Jeff Cobb versus Jonah, Tanahashi versus Evo, and Naido versus Aaron Hanary. So we're going to get into it here, ladies and gentlemen. I have a huge announcement. Oh, what is a huge announcement? If you want to go ahead and say it, go right ahead.
I am evil. No.
I am evil. So let's get into the first match here, and that is Juice Robinson versus Yujiro Takahashi in the D Block tournament matchup. Man, this was unexpected, man. I honestly did not expect Robinson to lose this match. I know, of course, we had the interference of show. I mean, but it's an unfortunate, but I'm telling you this right now. We've been saying it for the past couple of weeks that Yujiro has been so fucking underrated.
Yes.
And,
that's awesome. Congrats, man.
Congratulations, brother. Hell yeah. I should be buying mine soon. But man.
Oh, you going?
Yes, I am going.
I'm gonna go next year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's in Philadelphia.
There you go.
Yeah.
But man, this matchup right here did not expect Robinson to lose, and Yujiro has been impressing me as of late in this tournament, and he's been doing a fantastic job. Him and Robinson, they've been killing it up. This match, there was a great opening for me. So take it away, Dan. Give us your thought about this opening matchup.
I like the opening to them. How whenever there's a Bullet Club matchup, even though this is kind of like Bullet Club and then subdivision House of Torture, they go in there, they're mess around. They do the too sweet, and then they either wrestle or they do one of those funny things. And we'll get into one of them later because Juice is in a funny match later on, a couple days after. But you go in there, he sees Show there, and he's like, I don't trust you. And then instead of doing the too sweet thing, he attacks them because he knows. they're up to no good because you can't trust the House of Torture. So he's already pissed that he's lost at that point, I believe, twice already up until that. Yeah, twice, because I think right before that he wrestled, and then things weren't looking good for him up until, like, I thought he was going to possibly go on to the playoffs or be up there to the last day, and then has been that ever since he beat Shingo. He's been downhill.
Yeah.
But they had a hard-fought matchup. Like, just like you said, Yujiro has been a guy that I've been clinging to a lot this tournament. Like, there's been a couple guys, him, Yoshihashi, and of course David Finlay, and they're all in the same bracket. So it's like that bracket has been grueling because it's like all these guys that are showing out are in that D block. It's like I expected that to be like the easy block where we knew who was going to come out of it, and now I'm like, damn, this is the tough bracket. This is the one where we thought it was going to be easy to call, but it's not. No. It's putting out all these banging matches, and this one was very good, hard fought. Of course, towards the end, the majority of what we want to talk about is towards the end. It's Sho getting involved once again with the wrench. And, you got Yujiro distracting the ref. Sho comes in, hits him, and that sets up the last pimp juice for the victory to give Yujiro 2 points here. But he needed that interference to get it done, because I believe he hit it once. Juice kicked out, and then he had to hit it again after the interference to get the victory.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he hit it once, he had to hit it again. So great victory for Yujiro. They're winning his 2 points. They're giving a total of 4 on 9/11. Now let's go with the match number 2, and that is, of course, in a B block tournament, Taiki versus Chase Owens. Man, I can tell you that Taichi is another one who has been impressing me, who has been underrated. And I'm glad that he is getting, he needs to catch up. Well, obviously, and remind you that a lot of these are scheduled, are somewhere behind, like Taichi's behind on the points. Yeah. So, but this match, I enjoyed it very, very much. I do see, of course, we saw Chase Owens kind of already, taunting me, Nehabe, and then of course she wanted to get her, her receipt back after the match, and great win for Taichi with the Black Mephisto. So, man, I really enjoyed it. Congrats to Taichi winning this matchup. And he's, like I said, another underrated guy in the G1, and I'm glad he's getting up there. So,
yeah, I won't say too much on this. Like, I agree with you. This match was very underrated. Taichi, if you want to say, he's very titillating if you want to talk about it, because he likes to start out showcasing that he can move his upper body. And then I just love the showmanship from him, how he starts out with just the pants, and then he always goes in, and when he ramps things up, he pulls his pants off, and then that's when he really means business, and he's on the home stretch. And I felt like this was a good back and forth matchup, and the ending was fun. I enjoyed it, and I even enjoyed the afterwards too.
Oh man, yeah, me too. But I really enjoyed that one for sure. All right, and match number 3 for 9/11, and that is, of course, the C block tournament, Tetsuya Naido versus Aaron Hanary. We said it last week on week 3 that this could be a danger zone for Naito, because he might lose this one here. But I can tell you this match was excellent. I really enjoyed the fact that the counters that Naito had with Hanary as well in the beginning matchup, but towards the middle, and then right towards the end, that's when we get Naito coming back. And then hit the Destino, getting his other 2 points, now up for 4 points. And Nara is 3. He is on the verge of being eliminated here. So talk to us about this match, McDan. What were your thoughts on this one?
With Naito, it's always a story with him. He comes in there with that nonchalant personality. He comes in there, he walks up all slow. And then when you see him, it's like the music, his entrance music, him walking in, they're completely different, because he has a high-speed music, but when he walks out kind of slow, kind of like just like that Tranquilo. That's what he does. He comes in there, but then he's going up against Hanary, who is hard-hitting, fast-paced. He has a temper. Look at his face. He has a big temper. I think that's in the tournament, that's always been his downfall, is that temper. Like, he's always good when he can control himself, but when he, like, the light flicks and he gets into that seeing red mode, that's when things start going downhill. He starts making mistakes, and that's what he did. I thought he had him at some point halfway through the match. He flipped red. He made that one small mistake because he was too busy trying to hurt Naito rather than to beat him. And then Naito just was able to counter and then get the counter and then do the Destino for the victory. Yeah, just like I said in week one, after he started 0-2, I was like, if they're not trying to build that slow play with them where he loses the first two matches and then he wins out to make the playoffs, I don't know what they're doing, because he picks up the victory here. He is, at this point, I believe he's 2-2 at this point, and he is very much in it because of the leader there is Zack Sabre Jr. Yep. And that's his last matchup there. So it's kind of like what I said with the Tomotonga Jay White. He's in it. All he has to do is win out, and then he's good. That's all Naito has to do is win out, because he's set up perfectly to make it, even with the slow start. It's always how you finish rather than you start. Like, you can lose one or two matches early, but if you win out, as long as you get help, you're good. And he's had some help. And more so with the Hiroshi Tanahashi giving him some help, if you would say. And that's the guy who beat him in the first match. So
that's true.
Yeah, which makes it even funnier. But Hanari's going to be a guy. We say this every week. He's going to be a guy to watch out with in the future. But
yes,
he just has to watch the seeing red. Yeah, because once he loses his temper, that's when it goes downhill. If he can control it, he could be a force to be reckoned with.
Oh man, indeed, I agree, and kudos to him. It's his first G1, and he's been massive, impressive when he came in the beginning, defeating Tanahashi in the first round. So I mean, Hanary is a future star.
Beat him up. He just beat him up. Oh. I love his finishers. I love the 4 Nelson submission. I love the Streets of Rage. I like the setup move Rampage. I like that one. Like, he has a great skill set. And it's crazy. Like, the one thing that I like from him that he does in every matchup now is that spin high kick to the face.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really nice, underrated move that he does, because you wouldn't expect him to use it.
Oh, no. Definitely. And the anticipation match that we've all been waiting for. This is going to be the Ned Flanders and Wow we'll have to use, because this match, we've been asking for it in New Japan. And it finally happened, and there it is on the A Block tournament, and that is Jonah versus Jeff Cobb. And man, I went. Yes, we went fucking Ned Flanders in this match, man, because all I can tell you is seeing these two massive heavyweights. Man, look at this right here. Who the fuck would ever thought that Jonah was superplex Jeff Cobb? And that ring was fucked up. That ring was fucking gone. All I can tell you, that ring was, oh my God, man. This was the match of the night for me, night 11. And this is like your dream match. This is like your Vader meets Bam Bam Bigelow in their prime. And these are their modern days, what you have. And you have, the Cobb of your Vader. And you have Bam Bam Bigelow as your Jonah, and man, this match was off the hook, man. See these,
and they referenced it. They referenced him being like the next Bam Bam, and I loved Kevin Kelly on the commentary. He goes, "Oh my God, that ring's gonna break! Oh my God!" and he just makes it even better with how he calls it, because like I think he's like a more lower tone, like I think a more Ranello, how that freaks out. But like Kevin Kelly does it in a more monotone way, and he tells a story when he's doing it, because you listen to him, you're like, okay, I get what you're saying. You don't have to be loud and make things sound like it's bigger than life. You can just picture it from what you're saying, And he does. He's like, "Oh my God, the ring's about to break." And then you see it. You see the impact. You kind of see it vibrating. And then he goes like, "Oh my God, it's an earthquake," because these are two big guys. But I love how he did that. And then I kind of like how you start to see a little bit more of Jonah, how he like sets his moves up. Like he has the torpedo, but what's the power bomb? Is it called the Black Forest bomb or something like that?
Black Forest bomb, yeah.
Yeah, and you see now that that's the setup move. You see him do the Black Forest bomb, and then you're like, okay, now it's time to go to the finish line with the torpedo. You see him hitting on a guy like Jeff Cobb. You're like, geez, like even him, Jeff Cobb's a big guy, but geez, Jonah is so much bigger than him. And he jumps off of it. It's not like he waits to jump off. He gets to the top and then just plunges right away. He doesn't think about it. And it's crazy. And I'm just like, wow. I picked Jeff Cobb to win that group. And now halfway through at this point in time, he's already got 2 losses.
Yeah.
One to Okada and now one to Jonah. And you're like, geez, this is like Okada has had things made easy because Jonah beat him. And now it's like this puts Okada in like the driver's seat. Only Okada can beat himself now.
Right.
And that's with this help from Jonah.
Man, all I can tell you is that no one expected, Jonah to pick up the upset, and this was the greatest upset for me in his career. By far, because we're not there yet until we get to the next one. We're not there yet, but tranquilo, not there yet. But this really got him up there, and with of course another 2 points. He's leading, with 4 points. Cobb, of course, with another 4 points himself. But this, man, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to What's Going On Championship on the Line. That's
what's
right,
going on,
our
man.
family right here. That's right, Rich and Alex. But man, you guys need to subscribe to New Japan World and watch this replay. You need to watch this replay of this match. This, man, if you guys are anybody, upcoming stars that wants to become professional wrestlers that are like heavyweights, like these 2 individuals, look at this match, because they not only just showed what they could do as a heavyweight, but also seeing, the likes of Cobb being almost like a high flyer, like him with a drop kick. Here with a body splash, like, oh my God! This match was top notch. I mean, this has
been a challenge. This has been a challenging block for Jeff Cobb. All these big guys, and you're gonna think about it like, geez, how is he gonna come out alive? Like Lance Archer, Bad Luck Fale, and now Jonah. Like those 3 guys all in a row, I believe, and trying to pick those guys up, like. He has a hard time doing that with these guys. Whereas if he's fought in any other block, he'd probably be doing a little bit better because he wouldn't be using so much energy trying to pick up 300-400 pound guys.
Oh, man. But, man, all I can say is a great upset for Jonah. I did not expect him to win this one, honestly. I think we both said that I think we might see Jeff Cobb winning it. But, man, kudos to him. He took that one. Great upset for Jonah on this one.
Yeah.
The main event for the night 11, it is, of course, Tanahashi versus Evo, and that is on the Block C tournament matchup. And, man, this was exciting, too. As much as, man, it was a lot of close upset. Seeing Evo with Togo, of course, going back and forth, with Tanahashi, and just, man, low blow after share shots after, but you know what? I'm going to say you're right. That fucking that ring bell announcer is the worst luck of all time. He always gets fucking shitted on, man. It's like I'm looking for
we're gonna say it later in another matchup, but it's like every match so far, they keep throwing guys into it in an Evil match. It's like if Evil is wrestling, put money on that ring announcer falling to the ground, because it's going to happen every single time, whether it's Evil falling into it or his opponent or even Dick Togo. Like that thing just collapses every time. And it's like in those matches, Evil spends more time outside the ring than he does inside. But this match was crazy. You had a little bit of everything. You had like Dick Togo getting thrown out. You got Show coming in, but then you got Dick Togo coming back out with another ref because of the ref getting knocked out. Then you see that happening. Then you see, of course, Sho and Tetsuya helping Io out, but Hiroshi Tanahashi, just like you said, you see the little bit of the evil side of Tanahashi because he goes and low blows all three of them.
Oh yeah,
basically eliminates the two of them, and he's able to get the victory, which I believe was a roll up. I believe that's what it was.
Yes, it was a roll up.
Yeah.
The one with the roll up.
Yeah, but it was just
The ground
a
cobra.
lot. Yeah, just a lot going on for these evil matches, but it makes it more exciting because you're like, what's going to happen? And you see a lot more participation in this tournament from the refs. That's what I like about it. Like the participation from them getting knocked out, playing dead, another coming in, but then the original ref coming back in. This went a little bit long, but it served its purpose. And then Tanahashi gets the win, and he's up there at the top right now. He's up there at the top by tiebreaker over Zack Sabre Jr.
And not only that, like how you mentioned with the referees getting involved, especially with just doing the magic killer on Evo with the referee.
Oh, the best part was they tried to do it to him first.
Yes.
And then it didn't work out. And then he uses the ref right afterwards to do the same move.
That was fantastic. Oh man. Fantastic. I really enjoyed that one. Oh shit.
This is what I'm telling you. I've been enjoying like almost every match because there's been something new happening each time, and depending on the pairing, like they've done like a perfect job pairing each group together.
They did, and they did a phenomenal job. You know, I give it a Gato and Rocky Romero booking this, so I give them much credit. All right, we get into now tonight. 12, ladies and gentlemen, night 12. Man, this is another one right here. As you had Great Okan, Jay White, Shingo Takagi, Will Ospreay, Yoshihashi, Phantasmo, Torujado, Archer, Hiroki Goto, and Zack Sabre Jr. Now it's time to get into the night 12. And the opening match for night 12, and of course, is Yoshihashi versus El Phantasmo. This is the one that we talked about last week that we were like, oh man, we need to see who's going to win this one. In between the D block tournament, and man, did not expect this was a hard hit, man. Like I said again, I would never want to get chopped by Yoshihashi ever in my fucking life. But
they said that in this matchup at one point Yoshihashi chopped him 20 straight times, and then on top of that. And they made a point to let you know that this was the first time one of the guys was going to wrestle back-to-back nights because ELP wrestled Saturday and then Sunday. And then on Tuesday, today, he did commentary on top of that. So he was a busy guy, but this was a great battle. I loved how commentary were trying to tell a story about Yoshihashi. They said that in tournaments before he became a champion, you know, he was trios champion for over a year with of course the Pitbull, Ishii, and Goto, and then became tag champs and now trios champ again. He was more of a timid guy. He would fight. He wasn't as confident, and then when he was controlling the match, he really wasn't controlling. He was letting his opponent dictate. But now he's had that taste of victory. He's had that taste of being a champion. He has more confidence in himself. He's being more aggressive. Those chops, you're talking about ELP, Sweet Chin Music, those trees in Canada during the pandemic. That's what Yoshihashi did with his hand, just chopping trees down with his hand. Because, man, those hurt. And it's like, I just see more of Shingo in Yoshihashi. I'd like when you think of Street Fighter, you think of Ken and Ryu. I think of Yoshihashi and Shingo. Like they have a lot of the same moveset, but the opposite. And it meshed well with ELP because he's a high flyer. He likes to come off the top rope, does the super kick. He likes to pay homage to all the former leaders of the Bullet Club. He's been using the Styles Clash a lot. He used it on Yoshihashi, but Of course, our guy Yoshihashi gets the victory here with the karma. He just had more than Tank. He hulks up and then he screams out, and then you're like, okay, he means business now. He's about to get the victory. And he even kicked out of Thunder Kiss 1984.
Yeah, the Thunder Kiss. Yes, he did.
He kicked out of that, and it was just like, I've seen so much out of him this past 3 weeks than I have in the last year and a half.
And I've been enjoying it because now we get to see the other side of Yoshihashi, and especially in this tournament, it has showcased him fantastic. Like now people are getting to know who the fuck is Yoshihashi, especially the single right here.
Yes.
That's a chop. I do not want to get chopped. This is why I said you don't want to get chopped by Yoshihashi. Ask Shingo. Fucking Shingo.
And we said he's gotten bigger, more muscular, and this is the first time since he's done the G1 that he's above 500. At this point, he's 2-1.
Oh man, definitely, yeah. I mean, so kudos to Yoshi for that win.
Yeah.
Did not expect that, but oh man. Now let's get into the second match of the night. Of course, we had Torujado versus Lance Archer. Now, this match, I would say, it was another great entertaining. You know how we've been saying Torujado always entertains, and he always comes up with crazy ideas. Then of course Lance was the one. Oh, you're not gonna tape me. I'm gonna tape you first. But I don't know where the fuck the scissors come from. I'm like, where the hell did he get the scissors from? I'm like, where? I never understood where the hell he had the scissors.
He had they were in his boot.
Oh, they were in his boot.
Yeah, they were in his boot, and then you see him get tied, and you see him reach to his boot, and he's like, and then you see Kevin Kelly. Oh my God, he had those in his boot the whole time. What the hell? And he's kind of, he had to do it the certain way to get it so close to 19 before he gets out and then jumps in. But one of the spots I liked when he taped the young boy to Lance Archer, but he had the young boy on this side, Lance Archer in here, and Lance Archer has to pull him through the guardrail. Gets inside. He's like, God. And then you see him use them as like a weapon, and he's like, how is he not getting counted out here? He's like, well, he was taped to him, so like I guess you can use him as a weapon, because they talk about how like the referee gets him a little bit more leeway than like a WWE ref would or AEW ref. They give him more leeway over there because of what they're doing, and he's taped in. So like, what can he do? He's like, he can't just be like, okay, time out, cut him off. They continue match. He does the clothesline, but then I love afterwards he goes to the young boy. He's like, you almost cost me the match. Choke slams him and then throws him out. And then
that double clothesline with the tape on Toriyano.
And the one spot at the end I really liked. I liked how Toriyano goes to the top. You're like, oh, he's gonna jump off the top, but then he gets kneed. That knee from Archer.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez. He got high up there with that knee by just being up. He hits him with the knee, and then he finishes him with the blackout. And you're like, okay, this is the Lance Archer we want to see, because already he's lost by DQ to Fale. Yes. He beat Lawler where he was getting beat up, and then he just catches him with the reverse, and then he beats him with the blackout, and then he beats Yano, and they're like, okay, they're making him look good here. They're doing good with Archer, with him being the lone guy from AEW. I like the fact that he's over there. I like the fact that whenever they do the prelim matches, they use his music and not all the other guys. Like, you got him, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taiki come out, and Taka, but they use Archer's music over all theirs. I like how they do that.
Yeah, indeed. I'm with you 100% there. And now we move on to match number 3, and that is, of course, in the C block, and that is, of course, Hirooki Goto versus Zack Sabre Jr. Oh, man, this is another intense matchup between two individuals. And Goto, he withstood whatever he could on Zack Zombie. But unfortunately, fell short in this matchup. And Zombie with the win with the South MS services. And that armbar, oh my God, that armbar looked bad. Oh, I have to look for a picture for that. But man, this is why. And what I love about this one thing that Zack Zombie after the match, he talked to Kevin Kelly, man, you gonna tell who's the best technical in the world, and the thing is wrong. Come over here and fight in Japan, you cocksucker. Like, oh yes, he's calling out Bryan Danielson. Yeah. That's gonna happen.
Well,
it needs to happen.
Yes. I like after Forbidden Door, the first thing they did was he was like, I'm not going there anymore. Like, I was supposed to fight somebody, he ducked me, and I had to fight somebody where I couldn't even prep for him. You know, like, they want to fight me, they can come to England or Japan now. They can come to me this time. And I was like, yes. I was like, I'm all for it. But like, just like you said, it was kind of like the power of will for Goto, what he could withstand, because we know what Zack Sabre Jr. is going to do in this. He's going to come in there. He's going to use that technical prow, get you to the mat, put those holds on and locks. Every 6 seconds, he's going to look to transition to another one. He's going to wear you down until you just give up, until he breaks your will, and boom. For a while, Goto would just counter it. He would just counter it, use those leg kicks, use those power moves. But just at one point, it was just too much because he just got slowed down by the technical prowess of Sabre Jr. Like, all those moves add up. They add up against you. They hurt your limbs. They hurt your knees. And just the pressure and everything. And he just couldn't stand it at the end. And that's why Zack Sabre Jr. won. But this was one of those underrated matchups where a lot of people are talking about it, and you just don't think about it until afterwards. Because of and I think a lot of that has to do with how Goto withstood it, but then how great of a wrestler Zack Sabre Jr. does. And he's a guy that is like probably one of the best wrestlers on that roster to not win the world title. Like, there's no reason why he shouldn't have won it yet.
He should have won it. I'm sorry. You know, Goto should have had a title run a long time ago. I think he should have had a very lengthy title run.
Yeah.
He still has opportunity. I just wish that, you know, Gato and, you know, Bushido, they're able to push him. They need to start pushing this guy because, man.
And I get why they don't do it. I can kind of get why they haven't done it with Zack Sabre, because he wasn't put through the system. He's from England. So he's that UK talent that has just come over here. So I can kind of see it, but it's like, why not? Why not do it? Like, you don't, like, they've proven you don't have to be from that system to have a guy win. Just look at just like Kenny Omega. He's a name that has won it. He hasn't necessarily been through that system, but he just embraced it. And I think Zack Sabre Jr. has done the same thing, and he's added a flair to New Japan. Yeah, and that's why he's been there for a long time.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, it's a transitioning process. You know, obviously you see a lot of the guys just coming in, and obviously they don't go through what, you know, through the young lions what they go through. It's a different process, but you know, I see they have a lot of respect for it, and I think. You know, they still. What I hear and what I've read is they still help out behind the scenes. They still be setting up the ring with everybody else, just like the young lions. They show the respect for the culture and for especially for, you know, Japanese strong professional wrestling. So I mean, hands down to them still doing it. So that's a good thing. All right, we get it into the match number 4, and that is of course Great O'Khan versus Mrs. My Era of Jay White, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, the catalyst of professional wrestling. Man, another great win for Jay White. I'm going to say this right now. Jay White does have the greatest Uranagis I've ever seen. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. I know. I mean, I can't compare who else had a great Uranagi.
Yeah.
I could say Misawa maybe, or I could go back to Keiji Muto. I mean, but I think Jay White, his Uranagis, man, fantastic.
And just how he game plans for each opponent. Like the game plan here was attack the legs. He did a lot of that because a lot of the base moves from Great Khan, even the Mongolian chops, you need to leverage from your legs to do the jump up to hit him. And if you attack the legs and you get him weak, he's not going to have all the power to do all those moves that he does with the chops and the clotheslines and the big boots and whatnot. And it just wore out Great Khan because he was injured halfway through the match.
Yes.
But tell me that ending wasn't so great where he has the claw on him and then Jay White goes in and does the Blade Runner while the claws on him.
Yes.
And then they both lay into the ground. All you see is Great Khan facing down, but then Jay White like this. And then he has to move over and to get the cover. You're just like, oh my God, it's the claw and the Blade Runner at the same time. But it was just a great game plan from Jay White. And they had a nice back and forth towards the end, but it was very basic of a match between that. It was just attacking his legs. He got Mongolian chopped a couple times, just like you want to showcase with Khan. The claw and the Blade Runner at the same time, and then boom, they're already at the end. It was very basic of a layout for them, but still made great to showcase how well Jay White is with like just being a technician at attacking certain parts of the body to weaken his opponent. He's done it in every match. Like he attacked the eye of Sonata. He goes in there, has the thing with Chase Owens because he knows him, so he knows what to attack. And then this, like he just goes in there and gets it done.
Oh man, yes he does indeed, absolutely. All right, the main event for night number 12 here, and that is a rematch, a Wrestle Kingdom rematch here between Shingo Takagi versus Will Ospreay in the D Block tournament. Oh man, another. I'm gonna have to do this. Where the hell is this?
This is such good shit.
It is good shit. Oh my God, it's fucking good shit. Yes, it is, man. You can never get disappointed of seeing these two incredible fucking athletes going at it. Shingo always impresses me against, Will Ospreay. And the counter moves, you know how they know each other so well, the counter moves.
That 30-second counter fest.
Oh my God, it was something, but that was Street Fighter right there.
Yes.
Trying to block everything. Like, oh my God. But man, Will Ospreay.
I could watch them wrestle each other 100 times and it wouldn't get old because that's how good they are.
I would not get bored.
These are two guys that have kind of just like upped their game to like a whole new level against each other. They've created this rivalry without even trying, and they're telling a story that way. They're like, "Up, me and you again." And even at the end, where you see Shingo looking at him, and he goes, three. Like I'm ready to go again. But it's man. Like just the counters, the physicality, and just everything. Like Will Ospreay selling his elbow injury because of all the damage he's taken in every match. Like he was already coming in mad because he lost to David Finlay. That infamous promo right after losing to him where he's like, where am I at? I hear Finlay's music. Where am I? He was like, and then he's like, and it's like he's telling a story that everybody's coming at him. You got Juice who took the belt. You got Finlay who's laying claim to the belt after beating everybody, between Juice, Shingo, and then Ospreay. And now you got Shingo who lost to Ospreay, lost the title to Ospreay, gained it back when Ospreay left to go to the U.S. During the pandemic. They fought each other, and then now they're fighting again. It's just they're telling a story, and this was just so good. Like the moment at the end, I'm just like, geez, he didn't even he gets that clothesline, just annihilates him, and then gets the Made in Japan. It took him 4 times to try and use Made in Japan to get the victory, and at one point he took 2 Oz cutters. did he sold the hidden blade so well how he could time it. The timing was impeccable on him to move.
Oh
his
yes! Oh my god!
Because it wasn't like Ospreay slowed down. It was like 1, 2, 3, and then he loads it so good, and he just clues his head in time because Ospreay went 4 speed with it. That's how you know these guys trust each other, and then they're comfortable working when you can see that happen, and he can clue his head in time to sell a counter of a move. And it was just like, geez, like. I just loved every minute of this match. I told you in the group chat, like this is my favorite match of the tournament so far because they just went at it the whole time. And then of course Shingo picks up the victory. You got Ospreay, who's now after starting 2-0, now he's 2-2 now, riding a 2-match losing streak, and it puts doubt in his mind now. Now he's doubting himself. Now he's hurting. Like he has the injury to his elbow. And then we'll see, like you won't see it like after this, but they had the prelim match right afterwards on, I think it was Tuesday, where it was him and United Empire versus the Bullet Club, and you see him grab the belt from Jay White as he goes by, and you see that first interaction between the two since he formed United Empire. They've never been in the ring together in the past 2 years. So it's like he's telling all these stories and all these storylines in one tournament. Like I said, with Juice, with Finley, with Shingo, and now with Jay White. Like this guy knows what he's doing.
Oh man, definitely he does, man. If you guys haven't seen it, go back, go watch the Wrestle Kingdom, watch that match between Shingo and Will. And if you want to watch this one too, I highly recommend it. You will not get disappointed.
Yeah.
This is like, you could say, for the WWE casual fans, you could say this is like a Brock and Roman. This is kind of like you're pretty much, I mean, I don't want to compare it like that, but what I mean is by match.
I would even compare this. I would even compare this to Roman and Seth.
There you go. Thank you. Better comparison. Roman and Seth. Yes, agreed, 100%.
Because I think like Shingo can be more like Roman, and Ospreay would be more like Seth, and just
agreed.
How he, yeah.
Agreed, 100%. I am with you, my brother. Hell yeah, good call. I knew it. All right, so that's the minute. Now time to get into night number 13. Woo-hoo-hoo. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, this is another one right here that it was just so much good shit, man. Oh, yeah. You had Aaron Hanary, Evil, Tom Lawler, Bad Luck Fale, Robinson versus Phantasmo, Ishii versus Chase Owens, and Okada versus Jonah. This is where history is made, or legends are made of, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get into the first match. And that is Aaron Hanary versus Evil, not that house of Evil, okay? Evil, but he's very evil. He is. But yes, in the C block tournament here, Aaron Hanary versus Evil in this matchup, man. This was a great back and forth between these two individuals. I don't hear Hanary. This is a sudden death here between both of them. The winner still has a chance to survive in the tournament. Still has the opportunity, but unfortunately, Aaron Hanary has failed us, and he lost the match to Evil because of a lot of interference, of course, with Show and of course Togo, and of course Evil hitting the Evil, taking you down to hell, and Evil with the upset, eliminating Aaron Hanary. He is now officially eliminated on the tournament. So show everybody what block, and that is the C block. The C block. Yeah. So Aaron Hanary here is eliminated, ladies and gentlemen. He is out of the tournament. He's gone. Bye-bye.
He's the guy that got the first win against Tanahashi, and then now has gone 3 straight losses in the tournament. This was a match that he had won. Like he was controlling a lot of the matchup early with the power moves. He hit that spin kick several times. I thought he had it, but then of course those two things that changed the matchup. First was the interference, of course, with Sho with the wrench. And then second, just like I said before, Aaron Hanary is going to beat Aaron Hanary when he gets pissed and seeing red. He had the match controlled. He got pissed at the ref, grabbed the ref, took his eye off the prize for like a good minute or two, and then that allowed Evil to come in there and take grasp of the matchup and get the victory thanks to Sho. I believe Sho hit him with the wrench. He went over, and then boom, Evil. Everything is Evil, and then for the pin, like he had it, he let it slip away, got it, kept his eye off the prize, and then Evil snuck out there as his evil saying is, and gets the 2 points over Hanary. Hanary's eliminated. He had a lot of potential to win this match, and he let Evil take it from him.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to Hanary, man. He did such a great job in the tournament overall. This tournament really made a name for himself.
Yeah.
And I'm now seeing the crowd behind him too. Like, the crowd was really, really behind him, throughout this match and overall this tournament. And I was really happy to see Hanary get that exposure. I think without him not joining United Empire, we would not see his career develop where it is right now. And him joining the United Empire was the best decision for him. And it really helped, elevate his career, especially in this tournament. And that's why I kudos, give it, a round of applause to fucking Hanary. You did a great job, man. Even though you're eliminated here, but I mean, hey, you did a fantastic job, man. Kudos to you. You did a great job.
One move that I liked that he did in this matchup was that running, jumping senton splash.
Oh man,
to the stomach of Evil. That thing hurts, and a guy like that doing it, like you wouldn't expect it from him. And then like he just has that crazy, convoluted moveset where he does a lot of like power, like karate, MMA. Like street fighting, all wound up into one moveset that he does, and I love it.
Yes. Oh, he said the word. He said it.
Yes,
I love it.
There you go.
and then like my last point, you've seen a lot of Sho in this tournament. Like Sho, of course, did the Super Juniors. All the Super Juniors have been away, but they've found a way to utilize him. He's been doing a lot of the prelim matches, like the 3-on-3s, 4-on-4s. He comes out halfway through to help out Evil. He's getting a lot of usage, which is good for his character. They're trying to find things for him to do, and he's not going to go to the U.S. right now. So he's not like staying inactive. He's getting moved. He's wrestling. And he's coming in there at certain points and taking damage or helping Evil pick up victories.
Oh, man, definitely. And speaking of victory, this man right here, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on to Tom Filthy Lawler versus Bad Luck Fale in the A-Block tournament.
Couldn't even take his shorts off.
He couldn't even take his shorts off, but he used it to choke out people out. He choked Bad Luck Fale. But, man, another great win for Tom Filthy Lawler with the NKO TV. Man, I'm happy that Lawler got his upset here and he's getting his recognition. Even the crowd too, they're really getting behind Lawler, and I think that's what his BFFs, that piece of shit Meltzer, and especially the other guy Alvarez, fuck that guy. But man, they had no faith in him, and I do. So I mean, kudos to Lawler with this win, upset. Now he's up with 2 points, now 4 points in total. Yeah. And he's still alive in the A block. So he's still alive. But Fale, I mean, he's something nice. He still has 4 points too, even though with this loss. But he's on thin ice here. He might be, it's do or die for him too on his next matchup. But I enjoyed it. Very entertaining. It's good to see Lawler. Of course, the technicality win for the legs, going for everything. He went all out of this one. And kudos to him.
Yeah, I was going to say there's like bullet points in this match. First, going to the outside. Just that the Irish rip of Fale throwing Tom Lawler into the guardrail, and then throwing the guardrail on top of him and going back in the ring, and then Tom Lawler having to get up and get back in was a nice touch. It was showing how smart, like Fale's been using his IQ in this tournament at a lot of points in time during the 3-4 week span. But then Tom Lawler was like, okay, you want to fight dirty? I'll fight dirty. And he got Royce Isaacs involved in the matchup, even when he didn't need to. And then he knew he had to attack the legs. He did a lot of leg kicks, a lot of just hitting with the elbow to the legs. He did the straight jacket. He tried to do it the first time, got countered. Then he finally got it again the second time. But he was just trying to keep him on the mat, trying to do those. I liked how he went and had the guillotine in. Fale picked him up, but then he used the top rope to kind of do a DDT, a tornado DDT. He shimmied over to do it, and it was a nice transition. He did the choke twice from the back, the rear naked choke twice, just wearing him out, get him on the mat, because you knew if it's a standing fight that Fale was going to have a better chance of winning. But if he could get him to his knees, he could do a lot of the moveset to wear him out, and he did that. He finally got the straight jacket at the end, and him in the back with the knee, and got the victory. And I love how he's trying to roll him over, and Kevin Kelly's like, he can't get him over. He can't get him over. And then he gets him over, and it's like 1, 2, 3, and he gets the victory. It was great showcase. This was a match that was great for showcasing Tom Lawler and what he can do as a technician, as a guy who's just attacking certain points of Fale to wear him out, to help him get the victory, because he's a bigger guy. He was selling the fact that he could beat him, and he did a good job at this. Like, I've been a fan of Tom Lawler since he's moved to wrestling from MMA, and he's done a great job with the transition. But I love seeing him over there in Japan. After this tournament, I want to see him more. I want to see Team Filthy over there. I want to see what they can do with the whole group over there doing 4-on-4 or 3-on-3s. And they've even been able to showcase Royce Isaac. This morning, it was Tom Lawler and Royce Isaac, and they got the victory. And Royce Isaac looked good in that. And they were able to pick up the victory in that, was it 2-on-2 matchup? Because they wanted to, and they mentioned it. They were like, they wanted to give a little bit to Royce Isaac. They wanted to showcase him a little bit more. And I'm just like, that's what you want to see. If they're doing that, then you know that they like what they see from these guys from the U.S.
Oh, man, yeah. And you know what? Another thing, too, that you mentioned that, because I would love to see Team Filthy to join the World Tag League tournament.
Yes.
If they could do that, I mean, have Lawler join with Royce Isaacs, I would enjoy that. I think that's something that I would.
Do you think they would do that, or do you think they would do the West Coast Wrecking Crew, because they are a tag team?
That's true. You're right about that. I mean, it all depends. Honestly, I don't know. I think we will, once this is situated, and then I'm hoping we'll find out soon when they have the World Tag League. I'm excited.
Well, now with like I said, now with everything opening up, where you can go back and forth a lot easier, and now in September they're going to have a crowd. It's all about the stable warfare in New Japan, and they have a good amount in theirs. They got 6 members. 6, because they have 5 on the norm, and then they got the luchador that comes up every now and then that's in the group as well. And you can have them come out and do stuff and be more of a threat. Maybe they're not going to do like all the time because they're based over in the U.S. and they do strong. But now that Lawler's not the champion, you might be able to push him more. Kind of like how the Young Bucks were, and how them and like Adam Cole and whatnot and Cody were more about Ring of Honor, but they still went over to New Japan all the time. You can do the same thing with them.
You could. I agree. I'm not disagreeing. I completely agree. I mean, especially now that Lawler lost the belt, I mean, he can spend more time in Japan, and then he get his name, get more recognition out there. And like I said, the crowd are loving him. So I mean, I'm very happy for him. All right, we get into now the third match here, and that is Juice Rockhard Robinson versus El Phantasmo. Two Bullet Club members going out of here. It was a fucking weird one, man.
Where do I get started with this one?
This is for me was like, what the fuck is going on in this one? I don't know. I mean, first they were, hey, what's going on? And then next thing you know, they're going at it with each other. They even arm wrestled outside. Then it went to the point like it looked like a bar. For me, it looked like a damn bar fight. That's what it looks like to
yes,
me.
yes.
No, that fucking bar fight. That's what it was.
And then this was the back-to-back of El Phantasmo's like 2 nights in a row. He first got to do it.
Back to back.
First got to do it, and he had lost to Yoshi, and now he has Juice Robinson. But they started out, they're like, okay, too sweet. They were joking around with each other, went too sweet. And then they went up, and they're like, okay, let's go. And they went really slow. They acted like they were going in, and then they moved around. And then when they started wrestling, it was more like very slow. They were just slow paced, and then they were like just putting it on a show. It was like, okay, we're gonna fake it a little bit. We're gonna do it, but not do it to the point where we hurt each other. Up until the point where he goes to pin him, and he doesn't get it, and then Juice does it back, and then that's when they started to, like I said, they got the ref involved. They got him involved where he was like 2, and then they started to do those heel tactics, and he catched them each time, and then pushed them off the pin both times. And then the best part when they were pushing the ref back and forth towards each other, they're like, move. And then you saw him push both guys. And then that's when the match actually got started. It got a little bit more violent. They attacked each other, took it to the outside. You got the chair shots. You had the table, which was used. I didn't expect him to get put through that table head first. Like he did.
Well,
he was like, he's banging on the table.
When he was banging on the table,
yeah.
his head went through face fucking fell.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
And then he just
I didn't expect that.
And I was like, was that supposed to happen? And then he pulls his head out, and then he tried to put him on the table, and then the table kept on falling. And then they just played it off as, okay, he's gonna get off. And then he had to kind of like, he went to jump off. He knew it was going to happen. He went back and then jumped off the top rope onto him. And I'm like, geez, this match is getting crazy. But to have that match end the way that it did by DQ, I was like, and then
that's what shocked me. That's what shocked me.
And they played it well with how they did the storyteller. They were like, ELP has done a clean tournament. He hasn't been dirty. He's had great matches. He hasn't made any mistakes. And then he goes and makes a mistake, and he gets DQ'd. And then Juice gets a victory out of it. He gets the 2 points handed right to him, and which hurt ELP because he was looking like he was going to get the victory there. So it's like, okay, Juice Robinson's still in it, but it's kind of not because all the tiebreakers go to everybody else. But him. I think the only tiebreaker he has is over Shingo. That's the only tiebreaker.
That's the only one. Yeah. Just the thing. That's the only one that missed the tiebreaker. Yeah. So he's still alive. He's still alive. He's still alive.
He's still alive if he can win out, but he needs like a lot of help. He needs Finley to lose out. He needs Ospreay. Oh, and then he faces Ospreay, so he can control his destiny against Ospreay. And then he's good because him and Shingo both have 4 points at the moment. But this was just like you said, it was a weird matchup and a weird.
It was a bar fight, man. It was a fucking bar fight. That's what it was. Go back and look at that. It was a hell of a bar fight.
And then they even had an arm wrestling competition, so I throw it in there.
And then, of course, match number 4 on the night 13, which, by the way, we forgot to mention, when Jay White defeated Great O'Khan, it eliminated Tomohiro Ishii. He is officially out of the tournament along with Chase Owens. Even though Chase Owens has 4 points, however, he cannot break the tiebreaker because he lost to Jay White. So that means these two guys are out of here. They're eliminated. But they still had a matchup, though, because they got to finish the Robin Round tournament. So they got to finish it, of course. So we had, of course, in the B block, of course, Ishii, Chase Owens. This match was intrigued, a slobber knocker. I think this is the last opportunity we see Ishii showcasing his best, but unfortunately he fell short to Chase Owens with the package pile driver, which, oh man, they look nasty, by the way, I wanted to say.
He looked worn out in this matchup. That's what he looked because he's taken a lot of damage in this tournament, and Ishii's an older guy. He was just a little too slow. A lot of guys are figuring him out and what to do with him, and that's what Chase Owens did. Chase Owens attacked the head a lot of the times. He hit him with quite a few C triggers, and then it took 3 chances at the finisher to get it, and then he got it, and then he pinned him. I thought he had a great matchup. They've talked about how a strange tournament Chase Owens has had because he's showcased a lot of his how good he can do when he's on top of his game. He had a good 5 minutes against Jay White. He had a good matchup here, and then he had a good matchup with of course, Sonata. And I've liked what I've seen from him so far. And I'm just like, if he wasn't used so much as a what was it saying? Not a comedic act, but more like a lower end part of the Bullet Club, we might be more inclined to like him more, and you can see a lot more of the personality from him. But I've liked what I've seen from Chase Owens here. I think he's done more in this tournament. And I think it sounds redundant, but from what we've seen from him in the last 2 years.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. And now, the moment we've been waiting for. One of the ones that all I can say is that we're not going to say it, but this was the match of the night, the main event for night 13. That is, of course, the A block tournament. Kazuchika Okada versus Jonah. This is also Jonah. Could he get this back to what? Could he get a back-to-back win against Okada? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will show you the pictures here. And, of course, this is the picture that no one ever thought we'll see. Of course, you see the powerbomb and then the torpedo. You know what? I want to say it right now. Kevin Kelly fucked up. He said torpedo. No, he should have just said torpedo like Destino, damn it. And then Jonah with the upset. Jonah has defeated Kazuchika Okada. He gave him his first fucking loss in the tournament. Yes, he did.
What?
Yes, he did.
Yo, what the fuck? Damn. Let's fucking go.
That is right. Let's fucking go. And this, remind everyone here, and I'm going to say it right here, right now. On August 6th, 2021, Jonah was released from the WWE. We're on August 7th, where that tournament happened, 2022. Yep. He just defeated the world's professional best wrestler in Japan, the John Cena of Japan. And that is Kazuchika Okada. Clean. 1, 2,
and he made notion of that in his speech afterwards. I liked how he was like, we at TMDK do our things at the apron. He sat down. He was like, this is my boy Bad Dude Tito. What's up? And then he gives a shout out to Shane Haste and to Mikey Nichols. I thought that was cool. He gives the speech. He was like, to this day, like a year ago, he was like, I got released. He was like, but I kept on trucking, and now I beat the best in the world over here. He's like, I am here, and I am a threat. And then he ends it. He was like, because we are TMDK and the mighty don't kneel. I thought that was great. I thought it was he was just telling everybody, we are here to take over because I am the top dog. He's like, I'm Jonah. He's just, this was a big moment for him as a star. Like this was the make it or break, and he made himself here. I think in the match, like Okada made a bad mistake going for the power slams too much.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It tried it too much, and it killed a lot of the momentum. And Jonah just did a lot of his power moves, a lot of this and that. And Okada got back into it, countering at times and throwing them into the guardrails, like just counters. But it was just too much of the strength of Jonah that took over. Yeah, at the end, he hit the Black Forest Palm, and then the torpedo, and he gets the victory. And this gives him the tiebreaker over Okada. At this point, they're both at 6 points, at 3 and 1. Yeah, 3 and 1. They're both at 3 and 1, 6 points, and he has the tiebreaker over Okada, so he controls his destiny. And now, and we'll talk about it a little bit more afterward on the next day with Tuesday. But this match was great. I loved seeing that they gave Jonah the ball and let him run with it, and that Okada was okay with it, and because Okada's been a guy that, yeah, he's a made man already. He doesn't need to have the moment, but he'll be okay with giving somebody else the moment, and that's what I like about him.
Oh man, I'm with you. I'm very happy for Jonah here, man. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, I know not to get off subject very quick, but
yeah,
you know, Papa H, he ain't going nowhere. This guy is staying. He is staying in Japan, and I think he signed with New Japan full time now. With this upset is the biggest of his career, and I think by him defeating not just Jeff Cobb, but beating Okada in this tournament, he solidified himself already, and he's a Japan member for life. I think we're going to see him stay in Japan for quite some time.
Well, and something that we don't remember is the fact that both Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols wrestled in Japan before going to WWE as TM.
TM 61.
61, that's what it was. So that's something that we have to remember is they were over here. They were in New Japan, and now they're back. So I do see a situation where instead of staying in Strong, they're going to be over in Japan. It's going to be him, Tito, Haste, and Nichols, and maybe they get somebody else. I could see Duke Hudson wind up getting released and then coming back over with them, entering the group and being a sixth member, but they're going to be over there and they have their own stable, TMDK. And that's what makes it great. You get this flux of talent over, and then coming from of all places, Australia. So I'm liking it. Because now you're not just seeing the same 3-4 stables now. Now, just like we said with Team Filthy, we had the opportunity to add 2 more stables to New Japan.
Exactly. What's going on, Kenny? Subscribe to the call.
What's going on, man?
But yes, man. Once again, I have to let me put this. Congratulations to Jonah with the upset win against Okada. I gotta give him that long cheer because, man,
he deserves it.
He deserves it. That was a hell of a match. That if you guys haven't seen it, subscribe to New Japan World. Watch Jonah versus Okada, and you see the crowd was so quiet when they saw that powerbomb when he caught Okada, and then when he went for the torpedo. Man, I think Jonah has the worst finisher of all time. Because the way how he lands a torpedo, fuck, man, I would never want to get crushed by him.
But did you hear the line that Kevin Kelly said as soon as he gets the 3 count? He goes, all the Okada backers are already up and leaving their seats.
Yes,
they're already up there. They're already leaving already, and it was only like 2 seconds afterwards.
Oh man, but the crowd was quiet, and there's some crowd that we were cheering. So yeah, this match, I'm telling you, it really solidified Jonah for sure. Oh, what's going on? We live, baby. What's going on, Kobe?
We live, man.
That's right. Subscribe to Dirty Hills Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. But man, once again, congratulations to Jonah. Great win for him. Go back and look at it, ladies and gentlemen, because that's a well-deserved win for him. And he is now, like how Dan mentioned earlier, this is now the scary part for Okada because this is first loss in the block. And right now, Jones up there right behind him. Yeah. So I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, within the next couple of days. But now let's jump on into the last night of night 14 that happened earlier today. This happened earlier today. And let me go ahead and pull up the card here. And there it is. You had Yoshihashi versus Yujiro Takahashi, Sonata versus Chase Owens, Tomotonga versus Taiki, Jonah versus Lance Archer. That's a back-to-back for Jonah right there, and for Archer. And Tetsuya Naido.
And this is the first of a back-to-back for Tomotonga because he's wrestling tomorrow against Great Okan.
That is right. So we're going to get into the first matchup, and that is, of course, Yoshihashi versus Yujiro Takahashi in the D Block tournament. This shocked the fuck out of me. Did not expect Yujiro to fucking pick up the upset. I did not see that happening. Even though it was not much interference, I mean, it had some in the beginning, but Yoshi did a great job to, try to control the matchup. But towards the end, then you see the interference at the end. And, of course, Yujiro with the big juice, not once, twice. And with the fucking upset. And now Yujiro is now with 3 points. 3 wins, 6 points on the board. He's still alive. Yoshi is the one who's on thin ice because, man, this is going to go, man. I don't know, man. But take it away, man. Take it away.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for Finley having that one match in hand, because he's only went 4 times and he's 3-1, Yujiro he has the tiebreaker over him. But then I believe he's 3-2 and Finley's 3-1. I believe that's what it is. I believe that's what it is.
Yeah,
and just like you said, instead of it being more of an interference by a show, he just distracted the ref, and it allowed Yujiro to do the rest. And of course, he had the cane, you got the wrench, everything. You might as well go have Peter do something to him, or somebody come out from the crowd. Like they tried everything, and it worked. But you had Yoshihashi do what he does best in the beginning, Hulk up, dominated the matchup, and was able to kind of counter anything Yujiro had. But it was just that second man that made the difference in this matchup. He couldn't account for everybody around the ring, and Show allowed Yujiro to sneak up behind and get the victory, hit the pimp juice. I believe it was after getting hit. Did he hit him with the wrench, or was
he hit him with the wrench at the low blow, and then with the wrench, and then that's when Yujiro went for the fin juice, and he did it twice because he didn't want to beat him like that, so he beat him, got it twice, and pinned him clean, and even the crowd was like, "Oh shit!" You know what I'm saying, we've been saying it. This man right here, this pimp is doing it, man. Pimping ain't easy because it's fin juice. I mean, it's Yujiro. He gives the people what they want, Dirty Heels. And what I mean is he gives the people what they want. I'll show you the picture very briefly. Yes, we are TVMA, but there you go. He does give it to you right there.
Love it. And the best part was El Phantasmo, like I said, was on commentary.
Oh, that's right.
He was like, he said, if you think she looks good now, wait until 3 a.m. She looks even better then. Exactly.
Oh man, I love VLP, man. When he's on commentating, I love it.
And then the best part was what he was wearing. He was wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Yes, he was.
That was even better. It's like, what are you wearing this for?
Oh man, I love it, man. And then of course the second matchup, night 14, we have Sonata versus Chase Owens. Of course, we already said Chase Owens is eliminated. He is out. but Sonata needs this win to stay alive. If not, he will be on thin ice. And of course, there's another back and forth matchup between Sonata and Chase Owens. Oh, and seeing Chase Owens aiming for the eye, for the orbital bone of Sonata, but in the end, man, Sonata came through with the skull end, the dragon sleeper. Of course, controversial though, because I need you to answer my question.
I know.
Yeah, you know exactly what
I know where you're going with it.
I'm looking for that picture because his foot was under the rope. He didn't tap out, and the referee stopped. He just fucking called the match off.
And I was gonna ask that. I was like, in Japan, their foot being under the rope, does that stop it? Because Kevin Kelly said on commentary that when he didn't say anything when he had the foot under, but when he's grabbing it, he was like, you can't just reach for it and kind of straddle it. You gotta have to grab the rope. He makes no mention of the foot being under the rope because it was well under it and it was over it. So is it a different rule in Japan? Because if it's a different rule, I can see it, but his foot was under it, but then they kind of played it off. They kind of shimmied him to their side a little bit afterwards, so then his foot wasn't under it when he passed out or whatnot. But that was a nice one of the nice moments of the matchup was when he went to do the package pile driver. He picks him up, and I think it's transitioned into a Hurricanrana. I thought that was a nice transition counter by Sonata. Yes, but just like you said, the whole game plan is to attack the eye of Sonata. Every matchup, it gets attacked. And then a couple C triggers. He had the perfect move to do that with, and he did them. It's just that Sonata had a little bit left in the tank. This is the guy that we love, and we know he's not going to win it, but we want him to. We secretly want him to. Yeah, secretly want him to win it, and he's going to be.
Give me what I want.
And he's going to be there to the end. Just like you said, he's not technically out, but he would need to win out and then have help with Jay White losing twice. And then even then, I think he's technically out of it still because they'd be tied, and then Jay White would have the tiebreaker. So I think he's technically out of it now.
I think by tomorrow will be probably official.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's still alive because even though that loss of Jay White, unless if Jay White has two more to go, he has Taiki, he has Tomotonga. So if Jay White loses one of them, then it's for the tiebreaker between him and Sonata. So that's pretty much what it'll be. That's just Sonata wins the next match too as well, I think, because he's now. Yeah, because right now he's 3-2. So it needs to win his other match in order to stay alive. But I mean, man, this is fucking interesting. This tournament is going crazy right now.
He does the backflip, and then I love how he catches him with the dragon sweep or pulls him down, and then just cranks on it, and then he repositions himself, puts his hand around again, and then he finally gets it. It's just like this guy just comes out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, we see you, Sonata, we see you, and he picks up the victory. I was like, yeah, he's always going to float there towards the end, and then like he gets it here. Like you want to put him over here. He's going to wind up finishing third in the bracket, I predicted. Yeah,
and now we get into the next matchup: Tomotonga versus Taiki.
Talk about long-term storytelling here.
Yes, man. In the B block tournament, this was a fucking storytelling. They were both getting called by the glove. Like, no, the glove, no.
You sure Triple H wasn't doing this match?
This is great storytelling from Triple H, just like he did with Dexter Lumis.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know the background between these two guys, 2 years ago, their tag teams, of course, Dangerous Techers and Girls of Destiny, fought at Wrestle Kingdom. Girls of Destiny were a hero group at the time. They stole the glove. It was a stone glove of Taichi's that was given to him by one of his peers. and the process, if you put it on, it's kind of going to give you like bad thoughts or whatnot. It's going to control you. And they stole it, and they were kind of a heel group, so it didn't really do too much to them, but they would just mock them, and then they wound up having the ladder match for it, which, of course, Dangerous Tekkers won. But now, going into 2 years later, you got Tomotonga, who's now a babyface. He's already kicked out of the Bullet Club, and now he's what's the group now called? What is it? I always forget the name.
I always forget the name of their group. I don't remember the name.
Mike Chu or
is it Mike Chu? Because I don't.
And I think it was called. I think it starts with an M, but it's like Tanahashi's group. And I'll have to look it up right after. But he's like, I'm not the same guy. He's like, I'm not the same guy. And even on commentary, he's like, he's good now. He's all about recruiting people to good, fight the good fight.
That's Jado now. That's Jado being the good guy, right?
Yeah, and like he gets his movements early, and Taichi is able to counter him at times. I love how when he goes for the gunstone, he goes gunstone, and then he gets countered right away. But then you see Taichi using his IQ, pulls out the glove, and he's like, "Here you go." Here you go. And Tom is like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. That's you. I don't want it. But halfway through the match, Tom controls the match, but he's get called to the glove. He's called to it. The glove's speaking to him. It's speaking bad thoughts to him. He goes in there, he looks, he gets that evil look. You see him about to put it on, and then Jado calls to him. He's like, don't do it. Don't do it, Jado. Don't do it, Tama. He's like, we're good now. And then he's like, okay. And then
we're good guys now. Don't do it.
And was it me or right afterwards, that match picked up so quickly in that 2-minute span.
In just 2 minutes span it did.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. But like it must have been like 15 moves in this span of 2 minutes. He reverses the Black Mephisto 2 times. He had 2 counters of the gun stun, and he wound up countering one of Taichi's moves and gun stun him out of nowhere, picks up the victory, moves the 3-1, and at the end he goes, we're even. He was like, we're even now. Hands him the stone hand, and then you see Taichi nod to him that, okay, we're even. And then, and then he leaves out. So that it kind of like they finally have that ended into this long, like you said, long-term storytelling. That ended to that kind of rivalry that they had, was him get the victory as a babyface, and then it'd just be like, I don't need this. It was like, I regretted this. Here, this is yours. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm on a new path now, and which is to beat Jay White, because, like I said, he's 3-1 now. He's really the only challenger to Jay White to win that bracket. He's 3-1. Jay White's 4-0. They're on a collision course. Like I said, all he has to do is he wrestles tomorrow against Great Khan.
All three, but those all three are in a collision course because Jay White got to face both of them. He got to face Taichi. The last 2 is Taichi and Tomotonga.
Yeah.
So I think tomorrow he's facing Taichi, and I think it's the following.
Well, I think Jay White has Taichi tomorrow. No. Yes. Jay White doesn't wrestle until Saturday.
Oh, that's right, Saturday.
Because that's big news that he picked up. That he's dehydrated and he had like a mini stroke with Jay White, and so he got pulled off of the weekday events, and he won't be back until Saturday when he's got, of course, Saturday against Taichi, and then Tuesday against of course Tomotonga. But Tomotonga tomorrow has Great Khan. This is his back-to-back of his day 2 of the back-to-back matches. He beats Taichi. He has this. If he beats Great Khan, then it all comes down to, no matter what, even if Jay White loses to Taichi, it comes down to that
tiebreaker. Yeah, it's a tiebreaker.
Yeah, and even with that loss that he has already against, like we said, that random loss against Ishii. This is why he had the loss. It served the purpose to where it's going to make that matchup mean something. There. The only thing I don't like is how they have the matches set up. Like, you would think that with that would be one of the last matches on the last night, but it's actually only halfway through because how they set it up: A, B, B, C, C, D, D. With that is weird. But it's going to come down to that last match, and can Tama pull one over on Jay White and get that victory, or if Jay White's still going to have it over on him, and they're going to have to wait until Tama can finally get that revenge.
We have to wait and see, man. I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
And then we got the next one we're looking forward. That's, of course, Jonah versus Lance Archer. I know you were mad. I was mad too, because the way how this match ended, and I'm just like,
that's fucking bullshit.
Yes, I was fucking pissed because you gave him this momentum, and I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you motherfuckers! You think you can do this to me?
That's right. You did him wrong because you son of a bitches. You made him lose this one. Oh man,
Kofi, you're missing out, man. You're missing out on some big time talent, man.
Especially Jonah, that he just beat Okada and clean. He beat Okada clean, and then unfortunately, this happened that he lost to Lance Archer by countout. What the fuck?
Yeah, because they're outside fighting at the end of the match. You're like, okay, the count's getting high. They both get up to the top. He comes in, but Jonah only gets to the top rope at 17. But then he goes in there and just forearms him back down, and they only get to he gets to 20 right before he gets in. So it's like, okay, now Archer has lost by DQ, and he's won by DQ. So it's like not like just the way that they portrayed it. Like, it would have been better had they had him lose by DQ first to Archer, and then had him beat Okada, not the other way around. Because you had
what's going on?
So much,
what's going on, Anthony?
Yeah, what's going on? But you have big time momentum, and then you just killed it with the DQ.
It's fucking stupid that you just had a momentum with him by giving him the biggest upset of his career. And I mean, I'm not disrespecting Archer, but I get the point why they do it. Because one, he's an AEW, of course. Two, he's now with him Archer winning this one, it puts him it's still alive in the block because now he has 6 points along with Jonah now. Jonah now has 3-2 as well. So three win losses. So now this is the one that is like, oh shit. I know it's. And
then Okada has 6 points, but he's 3-1. So it's like
he's 3-1. Yes,
I think he has. I forget who he finishes with. I think he has Tom Lawler. I think he has Tom Lawler next. And then I forget who he has right before him. I forget who.
Let me see. I'll show you right now. But other than that, you see, he had. No, I think that's it. I think Archer. Yeah, he needs Archer. So he needs Lawler and he needs Archer. He hasn't faced Archer. He hasn't faced Archer yet. He has not competed against Archer yet. So he's okay. So he has Lawler and Archer. Yeah. It's going to be probably Archer the last one. So yeah,
that's intriguing. Like, so that Archer one's going to be a big deal, and then he's got Lawler who has 4 points.
Yes, Lawler with 4 points too. He's still alive somehow. So I mean,
and then of course with Jonah, he has Bad Luck Fale left.
Yes, let's have Bad Luck Fale.
Yeah,
a deep. That's right. And then we get now into the main event of the night 14, and that is, of course, in the Block C. Tetsuya Naido versus Kenta. Of course, this is another do and die. This is like a rematch from was it Dominion when they faced each other the last time, right? Was it Dominion or was it Summer Struggle? It was Dominion, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That was the last time these guys faced each other.
And then you also got to remember, at Wrestle Kingdom when he won both titles. That's when
Kenta
debuted back. Kenta debuted back in and attacked him after the match. Kind of killed killed his momentum in the moment.
Oh man, yeah. Even he was like in a moment, he was just like, oh, okay. Kenta was like, I'm gonna kill you. But man, this match was intense just to see Kenta just ever since the injury that Kenta got from Tanahashi, he noticed he hasn't been much fully the same. I mean, that back is horrible, man.
Yeah,
just that.
But they said he might have never come back, and he was lucky to come back. But
yes, he was. He was fucking lucky, man.
Yeah. But what I liked about this was kind of the lead up to it. Like I showed you the picture of from yesterday, not from Tuesday, yesterday, from Sunday. They had the prelim. It was Lost in Hobley's Dave Pone versus of course Suzuki Gun. And when Naito came out, he came out very gingerly. You see him come out with Kenta's book. He's just looking at it. He's looking through it like he's famous or something. And then he shows the camera the book, and it's Kenta's signature on it. He comes into the ring. You see him go up to Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. It goes, "Can I look at it? Can I look at it?" And you see, no. And then he goes like this. Opens the book so Zack Sabre Jr. can look in it, and then Zack Sabre Jr. goes to grab it. He's like, no, my book. He was like, it's signed. He was like, and then he goes Tranquillo, and then I just cracked up because it's like he's mocking Kenta with this book before he wrestles him on Tuesday, and then Zack Sabre Jr. is kind of going along with it, but then he knows that he's going to be wrestling Naito afterwards.
Man, yes.
Because that's the last match is Naito and Zack Sabre Jr. But this match was really great. They started out, they meshed very well. Kenta comes in with those leg kicks. He used the outside a lot, but in every Naito match, it's always starting slow and then coming full circle halfway through, coming from behind and then picking up the victory. That's what he did here. He gets the Destino at the end, and he gets the victory. He now moves to, I believe it's 3-2 now. Now he's 3-2.
Now he's 3-2. Yes, for 6 points.
Yeah,
and this one, Kenta is eliminated. He is out of the tournament. Kenta is out officially from the tournament because now he has 2 points.
Yeah,
1 and 3 losses. You're done. You're out. Bye.
And what's crazy is like I did a spreadsheet with my buddies. We all did like a spreadsheet for the G1. We did a prediction when we're like, oh, let's see who wins. I predicted him to only get 2 points. I only predicted him to get 1 win because I was like, he hasn't really wrestled that much, and he's coming off the injury. I was like, maybe you're coming slow, and I'm like, oh, I got this right. Like he's only got 2 points, and it was that. I think it was that one crazy matchup that he had. But Naito's running the gauntlet right now. Two losses right away, and now he has 3 straight wins, riding that big momentum. And all he has is the last matchup against Zack Sabre Jr. Just like I said, it's all about tiebreakers. He wins this, he gets the tiebreaker over him, but then he also needs help from whoever wrestles Tanahashi, because Tanahashi has 1 loss. Because Tanahashi's 3-1. Tanahashi's only loss was to Aaron Hanary in the beginning, and then Tanahashi has the tiebreaker over Naito and over Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, let's take a look at 15. There's night 15 coming up, which is later today, ladies and gentlemen. That's tonight. Tonight, of course, David Finlay, Phantasmo, Tomotonga, Great Okan, Zack Zombie, Evil, Okada, Lawler, and Tanahashi Goto.
We haven't seen Finlay since the 2nd, so he's had like a week off.
Yes, so he's gonna get back. He's gonna get a back-to-back because right after that, you're gonna have, of course, the night 16, which you will have Aaron Hanary versus Kenta, Torujado versus Jeff Cobb. Cobb needs the points in order to survive. So Yano is eliminated. He's out. He's done.
Yeah.
And Shingo Takagi versus Yujiro. This is, of course, fighting for survival. Taiki as well. He needs to win in order to stay in the tournament. Jay White and Yoshihashi goes the same. These two guys need to fight to see who survives in that. And of course, night 17, which is August 14th, is when you have Yoshihashi Finley, Taichi Great-O-Khan, Lawler versus Jeff Cobb, and Tanahashi. And the one anticipation we're waiting for, the rematch from Wrestle Kingdom, Tanahashi and Kenta. Oh, shit. Ned Flanders is up in this. Yes. If you have not, if I want to say, right, if you have not seen Tanahashi Kenta at Wrestle Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen, go back and watch it. That was one of the most highlight. That was like, man, could be top 3 match of the year of that Wrestle Kingdom of last year. Because, man, I can tell you that they put up a hell of a fight. Let's see.
And then you got the last night, which is the next Tuesday, the 16th. And we don't got 4 matches. We don't got 5 matches. We don't got 6 matches. I think we got 7 or 8 matches on
7 or 8 matches.
8, like the whole card is matches. So, geez, we got a lot that we're going to be breaking down next Tuesday, because we got, what was it, 5, 5, 4, and then 8. So it's like they're teasing us with the 4 by adding 8 on next Tuesday. So we're going to be doing that next Tuesday night. But then we got the semifinals on Wednesday, and then we got the finals on Thursday. So we're going to have to find a way to, like you said, to cover the semifinals and the finals.
Absolutely. And now let's get into the points. Let's see who's up leading in the scoreboard. There we have it. So as we see here, on block A, we have Okada with 6, Jonah was 6, and Archer was 6. So now Torujado is out. He is eliminated from the tournament. So he's officially out. Tom Lawler still has to survive, but he has to beat Cobb in order to survive, to stay alive. Let's see. And then Jonah, of course, has Bad Luck Fale, so he can survive too to make it to the semifinals. Yeah. Archer basically, you know what, by the looks of it, I think he's officially out. Hold on, let me see. He has Okada. He's beat Okada, you're right. In order for him to stay on he's beat Okada.
And then he has the tiebreaker over Jonah. So,
see who, but did he lost to Jonah. He lost to Jonah. He lost to Jonah.
No, Archer beat Jonah.
You're right. You're right. Yeah,
so because like I said, the DQ, so he could beat Okada, move the 8 points. Jonah could move the 8 points with the one over Fale, but Archer would have the tiebreaker. So,
that's right. You're right.
But then Tom Lawler's there at 4. He could beat Cobb, and then he has Okada, so he's technically still there. But Archer has the tiebreaker over him.
That's true.
So there's 4 guys still left in it that have a chance.
Dang,
realistically,
that's gonna be a tough one right there, man. And then let's go to block B. You have, of course, Jay White, who's undefeated in the tournament. He has not lost. He still has to face, of course, Taichi and Tomotonga. And, of course, who's right behind him is Tomotonga with 6. And Sonata was 6. So Sonata, I mean, shit. Let's see. Sonata has a win over Tomotonga, right?
No, he lost to him.
Oh, he lost. You're right.
He beat Taichi, Great-O-Khan, and Owens.
That's right. You're right. I always forget that the dark one is when you lose.
So he has Ishii. Sonata has Ishii, and who else does he have? Oh, just Ishii.
That's it.
Yeah, he has Ishii, so he can move to 8 points. So just like I said, he needs Jay White to lose out.
That's true. So in order for Sonata to survive, he needs to you're right.
So he's still there, but realistically, like I said, the only guys that have a shot to me are Jay White because he's undefeated, and then Tomotonga. If Tomotonga beats Great-O-Khan, they're both gonna have 8 points. And it's gonna come down to that matchup because then that matchup will go to 10 points realistically, or Jay White could beat his next matchup, which is I think Taiki, go to 10. Tomotonga would beat Great Khan to go to 8, and then they could. But I think what's going to happen is that they're going to both go to 10 points. Because I feel like Tonga is going to beat Jay White, and then Tonga is going to have the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
because I feel like that's what they're going to do. Because I've said it, I could be totally wrong, and this could be just like it did before, where they always make it so that the champion doesn't win.
That's true. And remember, like I think the champion always loses in the semi or somehow.
Yeah,
that always does happen.
And I feel like they could have Tomotonga win this. Get over on Jay White, but then he could just lose the tournament. He could lose in the semis to a guy like Okada. To where you can kind of continue that Jay White storyline, but then he doesn't win the briefcase.
That's true. That could be the case. I'm looking for, man, that's B block.
Yeah.
Could go anywhere, same as A, man.
I think all four blocks are like that. If you look at it.
I'm with you. I think it is. I mean, shit. So let's see. On C block, we have Tanahashi with 6. We have Naito with 6. We have Zombie with 6. And, of course, Aaron Hanary, Kenta, and Evil are technically already out. Well, actually, no, Evil's still alive, as a matter of fact. Hold on. He's still alive.
He's still alive. He's still alive.
He's still alive.
Because he has Goto and Zack Sabre Jr. So he's still alive.
That's right.
But then Goto's still alive in return because he has Evil.
Right.
And then he has he has Evil, and then he has Tanahashi.
And he has Evil and Tanahashi. I think that's gonna be the one between the one of those two matches between Tanahashi or Evil. I mean, Goto.
And then Naito has Zack Sabre Jr. left, who is Tanahashi. So it's like
when he survive that shit. Oh my god. He needs to win that. In order for him to be in the semi, he needs to win that. He needs to win that matchup. He needs to win against that number.
And then my prediction, I think Kenta beats Tanahashi.
I think so too. And he's gonna cost him the fucking tournament.
Yeah, yep. That's
what's gonna cost it. Yeah. It's gonna allow Naito, and then probably between either Goto or Zack Zombie. Oh no, I'm tripping. No, Goto or Goto or Evil.
Because Goto has Tanahashi and then Evil.
Oh my god, this is fucking.
There's a lot.
It's too much shit. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Oh fuck, man. Okay.
But Naito controls his own destiny. Well, actually, that's what makes it even more crazier is because Naito could beat Zack Sabre Jr. go to 8 points. But if Goto was to beat Evil and Tanahashi, he'd go to 8 points also, and Goto could have the tiebreaker over Naito.
No, actually, no. I think as a matter of fact, it'll be him and Naito that move on to. Oh no, wait. Oh, you're right. Tiebreaker.
Yeah,
but
because of head to head. That's why it's so crazy how it is. They're really trying to make you wait until the last day to figure out.
I hate when they fucking do that shit.
That's IQ there.
Damn it, Naido.
Tranquilo.
I'm trying to be tranquilo, asshole, but you're fucking it up here. Oh man, the D block, and here is.
It doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier.
Finley was 6. No, hell no. This could go anywhere. What the fuck? And what are we looking at? Okay, look. Okay, so tonight you have Finley who needs to be Phantasmo.
Yeah.
In order to stay up in the lead.
And then
Shingo too. Shingo too. He needs to. Oh my God. Shingo needs to survive too.
Shingo has Yu-Gi-Oh and Phantasmo right there, but Shingo has lost to Finley and to Juice, but he's beaten Ospreay. You got Finley who's at 3-1. You got Finley who has 3-1, but he's beat all 3 of those guys. But he's lost to Takahashi, who is at 6 with them. But Takahashi is 3-2 right now, so he has wrestled one more time than Finley. So Finley has one in hand. And then you got Ospreay, who's 2-2. He's lost to Finley and Shingo, but he's beat Phantasmo and Takahashi. he still has Juice. So he still has that big matchup with Juice Robinson at the end. But then, then you got Yoshihashi, who is at 4 points, but he's lost to Shingo and Yujiro, but he's beaten Juice and El Phantasmo. So he still has Ospreay and Finlay left. Jeez, it's like there's so many different scenarios.
Fuck, man. This shit can go anywhere for this team.
Like I'm telling you how they're gonna just mess with us. They're gonna have Finlay lose out now. They're gonna have him lose to what's his name, to Yoshihashi and Phantasmo.
If he loses to Phantasmo, then that's it. Then
he'll finish with 6.
Yeah,
like he could get 8, but then Yujiro has the tiebreaker over him. But then I think Takahashi's gonna wind up losing to Takagi. This is where it's gonna all come back to me. I feel like my guy who I picked in the first place, Shingo, is gonna advance because I can see him. I see him beating Phantasmo and Takahashi, and I think he squeaks out because just like I said, my thought process in the beginning, and I'm gonna stick with it, is Shingo lost to Juice and he lost to Finlay, but it's going to come back to help him in the end because Juice is going to beat Ospreay by help. I don't know where the help's going to be, but somebody's going to help him.
I'm curious. I think someone's going to turn or something's going to happen. And
like I'm telling you, if I see Kenny Omega come out and attack him, and then cost him against Juice, and that's what helps Shingo advance. Because it could happen. Because even though Shingo has the tiebreaker over him, like Shingo could win out. And
what about if we see Bryan Danielson show up and causes fucking Zack Sabre Jr. to lose? That sets up fucking Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, and they wrote him off of TV with the loss to Garcia. It's possible.
It's possible.
And like I said with the Kenny Omega thing, if you look at after this tournament, New Japan has a 2 or 3 week gap between this and Burning Spirit. So Ospreay could do something in AEW with Kenny Omega if he wanted to. If he gets attacked and then he wants to get revenge, and you can build it. They've been already building it, but then it's just like there's so much. Even though there's like a week left, you got to watch it to the end because it's like I still have my thought process, but I could throw that out the window because of what I don't know what they're gonna do.
I think it's gonna come down to determine these next 3, like the 15, 16, and 17. I think those are the ones are gonna determine when we head to the other, the last final days.
Yeah,
I think these are. I think the major ones are going to be these 3. So those are the ones that are going to be like shit. Okay, who's going to be advanced? Who's going to be out officially?
Yeah,
because
technically, if Finlay gets a win, he can clinch the D block with the win. Technically,
you're right. He does. He clinches, but I mean, see, he'll get 8 points there. And then,
because even though Takahashi has 6, I don't see him beating Shingo. I just don't see it happening. So I see him finish. No, I see him finishing at 3-3, 6 points. He's good there, and that's the only tiebreaker over Finlay is that. So if Finlay can get a win, if he gets a win, he can go to 8. Everybody else is at 4, except for Phantasmo, who's at 2. They need to win out to get to 8, but then Finlay has the tiebreaker over all 3 of them.
Yeah, but I feel like if Finlay beats Phantasmo, Phantasmo's already out because he's eliminated officially with 4 losses. He's out. Yeah. So he'll be, regardless if he faces Shingo, doesn't make no difference. It's a Shingo will need that win. Shingo will need that win, though. That's the thing.
I'm telling you, we're going to get a scenario where we got 3 guys in D block who are all tied at the end with 8. And it's going to come down to a 3-way tiebreaker.
I think so. You're right. I think it might come down to that shit. Man, this is so fucking That's right. This is why we like the G1. Now you know why we love the G1 tournament. That's what we tell everybody, all the American fans, everybody around the world. it's intriguing to see
Yeah.
round robin tournament like this. It gets you so intrigued, and then it could go anywhere. And these are like I said, we're almost down to the final week. We're almost there, and it's just been man, I'm excited. Dan's excited. I know De Niro's not here today, but he'll be back next week. We'll be back on Tuesday to cover the remaining those days of 15, 16, and 17. We'll cover, and man, that's gonna be insane because we're gonna cover those. And then what we're probably gonna go ahead and do is possibly come back that Friday and do the coverage for the remaining days of covering that Wednesdays and Thursdays to come back to get to the semifinals. So man, I am looking forward for this.
Yeah, because it's only gonna be the 3 matches. Boom, or cover it in a short amount of time. Maybe talk about just overall thoughts of the tournament and highs and lows of it. And go from there, and then do a little bit of predictions from the on out because I'm just watching this. So I'm like, who is gonna win this? Because it's I actually going into this. I was like, I don't know what I think of the format because I really like the 2 blocks of 10, and everybody has to wrestle 9 times. But this one might be better. This format might be better because you got them wrestling less. They can do a little bit more like the prelim matches, but then they got so much to work with. So many people are still left in it with only 2 matches left for each person. Whereas in a 2-block format, you might have 3 and 3 left, and that's it in that format.
Man, I think we might have to come back. Fuck. It's going to be a tough one because, 15, 16, 17, which is obviously August 10th.
It's Tuesday.
Tonight. Yeah. And then, I forgot to add, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 is the one where it has all 8 matches. That's the one that has all 8 matches. And that's the thing, the final. That's. And then you're going to have.
Tuesday is the one that has all 8 matches. It's the 7th.
That one, too.
It's the 16th. No, it's the 16th.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, 16th. My bad. Yeah,
it's the 16th. So the one that has all 8 matches is next Tuesday when we come on. So, but by the time we come on next week, the regular part of the tournament will be done. We'll know who has advanced. Wednesday will be the semifinals, 2 matches, and Thursday will be the final to crown them. So,
yes. There you have it, man. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Woo-hoo! Non-stop total. Actually, not pun intended TNA, but non-stop total. Not actually here. And for the New Japan show, man, I had a fantastic time.
Yeah. You know what we can do? Because you guys come on Thursday anyway.
Right.
Maybe talk about it on Thursday.
I think we could do that. Yes.
Yeah.
I think we could. So, man, yes, man, and Jesus, what a fucking. Yeah. If you guys are not invested, I highly recommend for you to get invested. Yeah. Subscribe to NewJapanWorld.com. Get involved in this. If you would like to see incredible matches that these phenomenal athletes in the New Japan roster provides, I highly recommend it. And not only that, we're heading to September where the crowd are finally going to be able to cheer for the first time. Mask off. Able to cheer instead of clapping, or doing gestures and claps. Now we're able to see, the Japanese crowd get more involved and excited. We've been seeing in the last couple of weeks as they want to yell out in the street, but they're like, oh, they can't. But we're looking forward, and I'm so happy for Japan that are coming back up there with that. And I think once we break down everything else, we're gonna give our least. Which one was the best match overall in G1 and give us, pretty much giving the highlights once we're done with it and to see who's going to be the winner of this tournament. So I'm looking forward. So, man, we'll be back next week on Tuesday. We'll be covering all those matches from pretty much, 15 through 17 pretty much, right? We're going to cover 18, right?
Yeah.
Or 17. 18.
15, just like you said, 15, 16, and 17.
15, 16, 15, 16, 17. Oh, no, 18. It's going to be 18. 18, man. Fuck. Man.
Eight,
that's the last one.
There's 12. There's going to be 22 matches to cover. Only because there's 8 on the last day. So it's like 5, 5, 4, 8.
That's right. Next week.
Yeah.
We'll be back here Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Man, it's coming down to the – oh, man.
And then
Watch
also
right
remember the finals is on next Wednesday and Thursday, but they have a 2-week gap between the finals and then when they come back for Burning Spirit in September. When they come back for Burning Spirit in September, there will be no restrictions to the crowd. They will be back to full strength, do what they want. They can yell, they can applaud, they can cheer. Everything will be back to normal. So it's going to be interesting to see them incorporate that back into the show and how it's going to how the wrestlers are going to react to it. I know it's easy to say how they can react to it and be like, of course they know, but it's like when you get used to something over there for such a long time in a 2-3 year span, you got to kind of get used to it again. Get used to that, because when they came up for Forbidden Door, even Okada said, he was like, I miss this. Like, I miss this. I can't wait to have this back over here. And they're going to have it back for Burning Spirit.
Oh, man, I can't wait. And we'll be here to cover it because now it's official that Tuesdays is New Japan show here for us here with my boy Dan and, boy De Niro. We're going to be covering Japan here. Sometime we'll be, in GAC Noah. If, there's any high anticipated events that are happening around, sometimes it could be Stardom or, or Joshi Tokyo Pro. We want to let the world know what's out there in the world of professional wrestling, especially in Japan. And like I said, this is I'm loving this G1 right now. By far, this has been the most anticipated one for me right now. I'm going to say it's the most anticipated one of all time.
And I've been so invested in it, watching every matchup. Like, I think we did a perfect thing where we kind of like I'll watch a little bit of the prelims, but I'm like my primary focus is the singles matches. I want to make sure I watch them. I watch every single one, and I just get so invested into everything, the storylines, the matchups, the commentary, and everything. And I just want to, right before we wrap up, I just want to give a shout out to De Niro, man. He had his first show on the network on Monday, killed it. He had a great show. Shout out to him. I know he couldn't come on tonight, but I wanted to give him a shout out for his first show on the network. He's killing it, and everybody needs to check him out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the network. So check out his show, the Wrestling Delorean. Goes back in time. That's what he does. And check out the content that he puts out.
Absolutely. He is here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 o'clock Pacific, here on the COD channel here. And then just make sure you subscribe and tune in. And also subscribe to us as well. Besides Circle the Base, subscribe to Cage by IQ as he provides you, of course, with the best MMA and professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. So, man, Dan, I love doing this, man. We're going to keep on doing this until the wheel falls out, which will never fall off. Never say never. Because, man, we love New Japan. We love
Tranquilo.
I'll play one more time for you because, okay. All right, Naido, let the world know to be...
Tranquilo.
Sí, tranquilo. Yes, we will be tranquilo. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for tuning in. Do not forget to subscribe to us. The description's right below to our social media platforms and our channels. We'll be back here next Tuesday, the same time, to go ahead and give you, of course, the outcome of these next couple of nights, which is 15 through 18, who has been officially out, who has advanced, and we're excited to go ahead and bring that to you because from there, we will be back that Friday to recap the semifinal and the final for this G1 climax. And, man, I'm looking forward.
Yep.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the host TV is one I've been seeing here with my other host, Dan. Telling you guys that here we don't just make fucking podcasts. And the League of Historian Podcast does not make us a podcast. We
will over and over make over and over history over and over and over.